Yo, how we doing, guys? Longle here, and before we get into this video, I just have to tell you a little story. My last video, which was so much fun to make, I have a feeling a lot of you guys enjoyed it. It was a rampage and trolling video where we danced and stuff. It got me banned from a Facebook group because I'm what's wrong with the game. Like, trying to make this game fun is what's wrong with the game. So it was just so horrible that it got me banned. But now let's go ahead and talk about today's video. I'm going to do a grapple guide like I did a couple months ago, but this one's going to be more concise and in higher quality because, hey, capture card. So I'm going to go through all the maps again, give you guys a rundown of my grapple points, where to grapple for first bloods. I have a shitload of first blood medals, and as you can see, I have used the grapple hook once or twice in my life, so I kind of know. And actually, Ruin is literally the only specialist I've used since like November or December, so I've pretty much discovered every grapple spot on every map. So I hope you guys find this useful. You know I don't like to waste all your time with intros and stuff. I try not to. I really hate to. So if you find this useful, just be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's just get right into the first map. Okay, now Icebreaker is another map where Ruin is kind of my crutch. He's a really good specialist to use on this map. I've dropped 66 kills with a shotgun on this map simply because I use him. My first grapple spot on this map is always 110%. I never deviate from this. I come up and I grapple right here. First thing I do in every game of Icebreaker I've ever played with Ruin. I grapple up here, you can jump mantle, and it's just the best spot to get right on them. They never see it coming. It's harder to get first blood because you have to run a lot further to get that grapple in, and usually they're already shooting at your teammates by the time. But there's a lot of times you can, because you can come right out here, someone will be sitting on this box being a bitch, or there'll be people right here and you can just kill them. So that's the first spot I always grapple, and I never really grapple back there because, as you guys know, the spawns on Icebreaker are fucked, and that no one ever spawns back here. Like, your team you have to have a teammate clear on that side of the map. You have to have a teammate. You have to be perfect domino lineup all the way through here to get the other team to spawn on this side. But if you're not playing a kill confirm game or something, you can run. You can't reach it right here, but you can run, jump, hit this box, and you're right back in their spawn. Easy. So that's this point right here that they never see coming. If you're playing control or kill confirmed, they'll never be over here, but they'll be over here. So a little more of an advanced move that I love to do. So I'll run and jump out here.
Grapple.
And of course I mess it up because I'm not in an actual game. I swear to God, I never mess these up when I'm in a game. But you can run, jump, hit this, and you can be right up here. And I've wiped entire squads. You got quad feeds easy doing that because everyone just sits here, right here, and be's a bitch. So that's one thing you can do, and just grappling back up there works too sometimes. This is kind of a waste of a grapple, but not really, depending on where they're at. Usually you can just go through there. But if you need to, you can go right up through here. Another good spot, obviously, is like right here. You can even kick off onto the box here and get around. And if you're really pinned down over here and stuff, like on kill confirmed, which a lot of times does happen, like you're pinned right here, you can grapple up onto this. You can get inside there or not, because like I said, I'm not in a real game, so I can't do shit. But that's gonna be Icebreaker, I think. I think that's about really all the good spots. Obviously, using the grapple hook to go through water is really advantageous, but in kill confirm, like I usually play, no one is ever over here. If you're playing control, it's another story. You can be down here in control, and the objective's right up there. I used to play a lot of control. You can really surprise people coming up out of the water. Same thing as any other map. Through here, I'll grapple sometimes. You can run, jump, hit a grapple here. You're gonna get a nice flank in. Same thing going back. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it. I like to grapple onto this thing. I love to grapple on from over here. Only if I have like my grab slam. A lot of times I'll hit my grab slam here, but Icebreaker is pretty self-explanatory. The only really, advanced tips I can give is this spot right here. When you jump out and coming back across, a lot of people don't even know you can grapple up onto here. And what I would suggest when you're doing that is not to grapple up here, not to grapple the barrels, but grapple this, because see how much further you can be away when you can hit it. It'll get you there that much quicker. Always try to grapple to the closest spot you can while still being able to make it there. So I like to grapple right onto the ledge. And then you can jump and mantle it. Ooh, I actually made it. That doesn't happen very often. You can jump mantle if you need to, and you're in. So we're gonna go on to the next map. Alright, moving right along, we're on to Contraband, and this is one of the maps that is a ruined map. I cannot play this map without him. He's so OP on this map, and that's because of this spot right here. You can just run, jump, grapple onto this ledge right here, and you're already on their side of the map. Like, if you don't catch somebody right here, you're going to catch people right here, and you can just kill them all day. If they're pushing through here, I can come up right behind them and kill them. Just easy money all day long. And the same goes when you're going back. You can go over here, grapple onto the edge of the ship here, jump, and you'll make it over, and you're right back here. You just kill them when they're coming here. If they're camping in here, you kill them there. And then another spot occasionally, like I'll come out of the spawn, and I'll look here, okay, there's not anybody here, coast is clear, I'll run, grapple into this window. This is a very good spot. You guys will see me do this a lot. Jump, crouch, and you're already in. And then you can kill people who are sitting here, come around here, and you got perfect access to the spawn. Now on this side, I usually don't grapple right here, but sometimes I do. I have a lot of friends who do, and it's a good spot. But a lot of times, if you just run, jump into the water, jump again, you're already out, so I usually don't grapple over the water, although it is quicker to do so, so that's an option. And I think that about does it for Contraband, really. Another little tip is that sometimes if I'm over here, you know, and I get pushed into the water for whatever reason, I have to retreat into the water. You can use the grapple hook to grapple through water, you know, extremely easily. You can grapple right up into this window. That's something you'll see me do a lot. But just keep in mind that the grapple hook can take you through water at full speed. So you can just see. I wouldn't normally grapple right there because now you're stuck. Like if I would, since this is custom, I have my grapple hook again, but in a regular game you won't. But you can also grapple up here. This is another spot I like to grapple. It's right up onto the ship here, and that'll take you up onto this. And that's a good way to get the jump on people. You want to position yourself so that way people don't know you're coming. So another spot like that is right down here. You can grab up on the ship right here, and then you can shoot whoever's here, or you can shoot whoever's here, and it just makes it easy because they'll never know you're coming. You just go boop, and you're right up out of there. They'll never know you're coming. So that's another spot. I guess I'll mention this just because I've hit a lot of grab slams here before. You can grapple onto this up here. Keep in mind when you have your grab slam, you don't take fall damage, so grapple as high as you want. I can grapple way up here. I've grab slammed right here. Kill everybody that's in this area. So that's just something I'll mention just because I've done that a lot. And there's actually a hole up there. Not that you can get in it. But alright, now let's jump into the next map. Okay, now we're on to firing range. So if I spawn on this side, my favorite spot to grapple is I will come up here, and it won't be charged by the time I get here, but a lot of times I'll just try to like jump down here, grapple up into this maybe. Firing range is actually pretty tight in close quarters, but you can grapple there, and if I spawn on this side, a lot of times I'll come up here maybe, grapple over here, and get right in the window if you time that right. Ooh, and some tips about the nest. You can grapple right through here on the nest. It'll force you to crouch and pull you through. And when it happens, you just really have to know if the person that you're trying to kill that's up here is on your left or right, because when you come through, you know, you're facing this way. If you turn left and he's behind you, you're dead. So just make sure you kind of know where he's at. And then, yeah, obviously you can grapple up into the nest. That's pretty obvious. That's a grapple I like to do a lot. And another thing, if you're up in here, if you're pinned in here and there's a guy like sticking his head through here and you can't really, you know, get a shot on him, one thing you can do, I've done this quite a bit, you run out here, jump, you hit a grapple up here, and you can literally come behind him, but that takes a little bit of practice to figure out how to do that. Wow, okay. And the same thing goes over, well, I mean, you can grapple straight in over here, but sometimes I just like to jump out just for the hell of it, just because it looks cool. So those are the grapple spots on this map. This is also a great map to practice your grappling. Oh, it's been a while since I've done this. You have to time it just right. There we go. You want to practice, like, spinning while grappling, like doing a 180 and getting your grapple on, you can do that. But that's about, there's really no good spots to grapple on this map. Okay, one thing I will tell you guys is that if you're over here, and this, you can actually make it all the way to the nest from in here. You can grapple all the way up to the nest from in here, so that's one thing that I do sometimes. I'll show you. It's a really long grapple, but it's like the perfect distance to get you up in the nest. And honestly, if you're playing Ruin on this map and you're not using a shotgun, I would recommend playing the nest a lot. It's because it's very easy for you to get up there, especially with how fast the grapple hook recharges. But yeah, that's about all the good grapple spots on firing range. So let's go ahead and jump into the next map. Okay, so now we're on Gridlock, and this map is pretty straightforward when it comes to grappling as well. One place I like to grapple if I want to be a risky motherfucker is grapple onto this right here. And you can kill anybody who's around this on the other side of it, but you just have to really watch out for people over there because people like to camp like a motherfucker on this map, so keep that in mind. And then that's pretty much, I mean, through the middle here is basically really the only spot. Like, obviously you can grapple up here. This is a grapple I'll try to do a lot. If the coast is clear and I can really get a jump on them, I'll grapple up here, try to take whoever's here out. But yeah, same thing goes over here. You can just go up here. Pretty straightforward. For flanking, this is the best side to grapple on if you want to flank.
And grapple there.
Just grapple wherever you want over here. And one thing I will give you guys a tip on is you can actually grapple on top of this truck, which can be handy sometimes. You just have to get down within that. It's considered out of bounds, and you can't get up there with anything else. You can't even mantle up there, but you can grapple up there, and you can actually get a couple kills, a kill or two, before you have to get down, so keep that in mind. The other side is a very tough side to grapple on, but there is one spot I'll show you guys. And that's right here. You can just kind of grapple through here to get a quick flank in. Nothing too crazy. Just make sure you don't jump, because you'll hit your head. If you like try to jump and grapple,
there,
you'll hit your head. And then I guess there is one more spot I'll show you guys. Sometimes if you're in the house here, usually if you're like right here, they'll spawn on the other side of this pillar for the highway. So one thing you can do is grapple out here, and I've hit some pretty nasty clips. Ooh, I actually got stuck on that. I've never done that before. You can actually grapple out here, and you can flank them when they're coming out of here. A lot of times there'll be a spawn here, at least in kill confirmed. And the same thing kind of goes for the other map. And you can grapple further back too if they're on the other, you know, if they're way back in the corner. I'll show you guys what it looks like on the other side too. So when you're right here, you can like run, jump, grapple onto this, and you can really get a flank on, you know, whoever's over here. So that's about it. I guess occasionally off the start of the game, I'll run over here to just go for a straight flank, and I'll have my grapple. And like I said, you can grapple onto the truck, which will allow you to grapple from like way back here. Grapple onto the truck, you can usually go up here. Then you can run and actually jump on this. Yes, you can. Or you can just get close enough to grapple up here, and you have a hard flank right at the beginning of the game. So sometimes that's what I'll do. Although a lot of times I just grapple straight into the center and just go for the fight, just for the hell of it. But anyway, that'll do it for Gridlock.
Mercenary assets.
Okay, Frequency. Frequency is a good map for a shotgun and a grapple hook. The spawns flip a lot on Frequency, so one thing that is really handy is to go from window to window here. A lot of times I'll come in here, you know, shoot somebody, whatever, and then, you know, you run around here, kill them wherever they're at, and then when you got to go back, you just go right back through the window. Now sometimes you'll get caught. if you just start your grapple and someone shows up in the window, you're pretty much dead. But if you time it right and you kind of know where they're at on the map, you can get there. Usually they'll start to peek their head right as you're close enough to shoot them, and it's not a big deal. But sometimes they'll catch you. So that's one thing. That's the first place I like to grapple on this map if there's no one in the window. Some things you can do is grapple, you know, over to here. That's not a bad spot either. Oh, and if I'm running a flank, sometimes I'll come out the window, come through here. Then if I'm running a flank, you'll see me grapple over here, get up here quick, and you can flank whoever's wherever, you know. So that's the main spots on this map. Oh, and another thing, can't forget this. I catch people all the time with this. If you're down here, it's kind of like the same thing on Contraband, where you're grappling up out of the water, you know, to like get the jump on them. So you can grapple right up here, and boom, I kill people right there all the time. And you can actually mantle while you shoot, and I'll show you that here. You grapple up here, you can shoot somebody, mantle, or just, yeah. That's a very good spot. And this side of the map is never played, unless it's domination or something, but grappling on this side is pretty freaking obvious. You can grapple here, you can grapple all the way to here. You just always want to try to grapple as far as you can if you're going over like a really long distance. And yeah, that's pretty much it for frequency. Okay guys, that's going to do it for part 1 of my grapple guide. This is probably going to be a 3 or 4 part series, but I really want to try to keep it down to 3, with most of the DLC maps being last, just because I'm going to just go down the line of the maps as they are in the game. I'm going to try to do it much quicker though in the future videos, so I don't waste any of your guys' time. I realize this ended up being about 15-20 minute video, so if you did stick through it, I thank you so much. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in part 2.